Hello folks, my name is Mark. This is UCD Videos. How you guys doing? Today we're looking at Beastman from Masters of the Universe Origins, but this is not just any ordinary Beastman. This is the Lords of Power version of Beastman. So what this is the original concept art is what they used in order to make this figure. So it looks a lot different than the actual eventual design that they went with. So you notice he's like completely red. He's got like weird blue eyes kind of thing. He's got like these big yellow fangs and all that. Armor's totally different. So what's the story with this, right? So they actually did release a version of this figure as part of the Lords of Power set. That was the very first set that ever came out for Origins way back in the day. And you had to be like super duper lucky in order to like manage to get one off of Matty Collector. And of course those sold out in like 5 minutes flat and are like super duper expensive if you want to get any of them online now. So this is a slightly different figure. From what I understand, some of the paint deco is a little bit different, but it's essentially the same design. So this is just sort of like so us ordinary plebs can get our hands on it and actually have a version of this figure in our collection and not have to spend $500. So that's kind of cool. So you can see Beastman, Savage Henchman. And let's take a look at the back. So here we have, yep, see, the original version. That's kind of like taken right from the old school art right there. Beastman is, you know, primal rage is a feral force that only Eternia's Mightiest can hope to contain. So, pretty cool stuff. Here's the other figures in the line. You got Savage Beastman, He-Man, and Skeletor, of course. You have the Eternian Goddess, which is the goddess version of Teela. I actually have this one too, so, review coming soon. Then, of course, Webstore and Stinkor. That's kind of cool. I wonder if Stinkor's actually going to smell. That'd be really cool. Anyway, let's tear this one open. So I'm actually kind of happy that they did this, you know what I mean? Because those figures were like very, you know, they sold out like immediately. And there were things that, you know, most of us were probably never going to be able to like get our hands on. So it's kind of cool that they're making sort of a version for the rest of us to actually like be able to enjoy. Okay, there's the comic book, Rock and a Hard Place. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. Set that aside. Let's pull Beastman out of there. Okay, get another look at that figure. I like the eyes. It's sort of like, kind of looks like he's like a baboon or something, you know what I mean? That's what I always sort of thought when it came to Beastman. I thought he was always like based on a gibbon or a baboon or something. Okay, oh, alright, that came right out. That's kind of cool. There's some rubber bands around him right there. And let's see. So he's got the usual articulation that you know with Origins. You got your head, you got your waist, shoulders, elbows, wrists, of course, and then at your hips, your knees, and middle of your leg, and then also your feet there. So you can get some pretty dynamic stuff going. I like these sort of Wolverine claw looking things that he's got on his hands there. That's kind of cool. I know in the original artwork these are supposed to extend out and sort of be like Wolverine claws, kind of sort of. And then of course here's the rest of his armor. Let's see if we can get this thing open. Doesn't look like he comes with the whip. That's okay. The original Beastman had a whip weapon. Let's pull these things out. Okay, yeah, there it goes. Alright. Pretty cool stuff, and I'm guessing this kind of goes over his head like that. Right? This is nice and rubbery. You don't have to worry about that breaking or anything. And this is actually kind of right out of the old school He-Man toys. They all had removable armor that you could, you know, if you wanted to mix and match, so you could sort of like customize your own guys, right? And that's one of the things that I noticed that Origins is doing, is that they're sort of leaning into that customization thing. They made it really easy to like swap arms and legs and heads, and you know, so that's the really cool thing about Origins, like all of these parts come off, you know what I mean? And you can just sort of like make your own custom dudes and stuff, and they did it like that on purpose, and I'm actually like pretty happy to see that. You know, they know that there's a pretty big like customization scene out there for He-Man fans and stuff. Okay, is that gonna fit? Kind of hard to get that in there. It doesn't exactly stretch. There we go. Okay. And here's the completed guy with his armor, of course. That's hardcore. I like these things. These are just sort of like weird twisty ram horns or something. So unfortunately I do not have a version. I don't have the Lords of Power version that came from the 4-pack or whatever for these that they first released. Wasn't lucky enough to get my hands on one of those, so I don't have anything to compare it to in order to tell like what makes this one different than the one they already released. Unfortunately, I can't really tell you that right off the bat. I do, however, have a vintage Beastman here, so we can do a comparison, so you can kind of see, you know, this was the original concept artwork, and then this is what we eventually got. So you can kind of see it's, you know, pretty close to the same. They kind of changed it around a little bit, you know, they moved these big shoulder pad things over to his mid-arms right there. But the rest of it is essentially the same, you know, he's sort of got the same kind of body type, you know, he's hairy. The face is actually not that much different. I always thought, you know, Beastman looked like a Klingon. That's what I always sort of thought, you know. Not that much different. Still sort of looks like a baboon or whatever. So, very kind of cool. Very happy to see that they're doing these sort of concept type figures, you know. And the thing about it is that it's not just a repaint. You know, they could have easily just took this, repainted it up, made new armor, that's at the end. But no, this is actually like a unique sculpt, you know. They've got like, this is like sculpted into there, right? This arm and stuff, and then like this is all unique sculpt, and the head is a different sculpt and all that. So that's actually really cool. Very happy that they're like investing the time and money in this to actually make these things like, you know, stand out. So anyway, folks, this is like the latest wave here. I was very lucky to just get all of these at my local Target, but they're getting kind of hard to find out there, man. So if you're, you know, if you're a fan of He-Man and you happen to see them, grab them while the getting's good, because these are going to go away pretty soon, folks. Anyway, that's all I got. Adios.